Alrighty guys, so we have our huge action figure haul here from ICC, and we're going to go ahead and start unboxing some of this stuff. So I will go out and say right away we aren't going to be unboxing the Obi-Wan or the White Box Mando. Those are pretty collectible, and I'm going to be keeping them in the box. But I will try to remove these stickers at some point. I don't know about right now though, but yeah, I definitely don't want the stickers to be on the final product. And speaking of which, we actually just got the Obi-Wan sticker off just fine, and now it is looking really cool. So let's go ahead and try to get this White Box Mando sticker off as well. And looking here, I don't think this one will be much of a problem. Yeah, pretty easy. There we go. Alright, so I think I'm going to start right up here in this top corner with the Snowtrooper. Now, my Imperial shelf is already completely full, and if we're counting here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Imperial figs, so we're gonna see how this is gonna work out. We'll see, but this one might end up going on the Empire Strikes Back shelf rather than the Imperial one. We'll see, but flipping this one open, I do like the plastic window on the top, and I'm kind of upset they got rid of those in some of the later red boxes, but it is number 35. Pulling this guy out. Yeah, look at him. He does have his backpack as well. And the 2 blasters. So yeah, here we do have the Snowtrooper. And the Snowtrooper is just flat out one of my favorite trooper designs. So I'm really happy to have this one. And I just dropped the backpack. But this one was actually a gift from Hybrid Toys Review. So his channel is linked in the description. Make sure you go check him out. I'm not sure if the backpack goes on this way or the other way. I actually don't know which way it goes on. I might have to look that one up. I'm guessing it goes on this way, though. I may have to look that up. But we are going to go ahead and give him his blaster right here, which is super cool. And there is not a storage place for the other one, which is a little unfortunate, but I'm sure I can give him to some other trooper and he's going to look great. So not too upset about that. And yeah, absolutely love the Snowtrooper. One of my favorites. Alrighty, continuing with troopers, I think we're going to go now to the Mimban Stormtrooper. This one was one that I missed out on when it originally released with the Solo movie. I didn't start collecting until 2019, and Solo released in 2018, so I just missed a lot of the Solo troopers. And this one wasn't exclusive, so it was especially hard to get back then. And it was decently expensive on the aftermarket, so I paid 20 bucks for this guy, which I think is a steal of a price. And yeah, it's pretty much essentially a camo trooper with a cape, which is awesome. But pulling him out here, we also do, of course, have his blaster. But I do really want to appreciate how this figure actually steps away from the standard red box kind of art, where it does the more grayish, muddy color for the box rather than the standard red. I really like that, and honestly, I think I like the red box design better than I do the Galaxy box, but with the different colors. So if they did this kind of like different color scheme, so they do red for some, muddy brown for some, blue, you know, different colors. They switch colors like the Galaxy packaging, but in this box, I think I'd prefer that a whole lot more over the standard Galaxy style packaging. But anyway, looking at this guy here, yeah, again, essentially he is just a muddy Stormtrooper, which is awesome. I love the cape on this guy too, which is really, really nice. What I think I might do is he actually has a holster. Look at all the nice mud and stuff on the back too. I'm going to go ahead and throw this blaster in his holster here. If I can even get it in his holster. Oh, you see, that kind of sucks. They threw the little light on here, and so his blaster doesn't fit on his holster. Yeah, that is kind of ridiculous to me. They threw the light on the blaster, which I really do appreciate the new mold for the blaster, but they didn't remold the holster to fit it. So they gave him this holster, and it doesn't even fit the blaster that it comes with. That is annoying, in my opinion. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to give the Snowtrooper this blaster. I'm going to give the Mimban the sniper, and then that blaster is going to go in his holster. But there we go. We got him his blaster there. The other one is in his holster, and he is looking awesome. definitely one of the best Imperial Stormtroopers we got in the line. Moving on to even more troopers, we do have the Scarif Stormtrooper. 15 bucks, I had to pick this one up, especially because I have the other two in the line, the standard looking one, as well as the Andor one. So I had to get the squad leader, especially for 15 bucks. Wow, that bubble was really hard to get off. So I do apologize for that loud noise, but he does have this unique blaster, which I love. And setting him up here, he does have a plastic comma, which is nice. And he does have some unique colors as well, which I guess is what makes him the squad leader, I guess you can say. But yeah, this one is really nice. There we go, got his blaster in hand. This one's really nice to finally have in the collection as well. And for the most part, this is the exact same mold we've already gotten, but with this plastic cape here. So yeah, overall, really cool. One of my favorite designs for Stormtroopers as well is the Shore Trooper. So really happy to get this one in figure form. Moving on to some Jedi action, we actually did end up picking up Plo Koon, and I paid 40 bucks for this guy, which is a decent bit over retail, but it's under what he normally goes for on the aftermarket. So pretty happy with my purchase here. And this is one I actually saw in store and I passed up on, which is unfortunate, but we have him here finally, and it's nice to get the last Jedi I needed for my Jedi collection. Got him out of the box, and his lightsaber as well, like so. Now this figure is one of the few Jedi figures that actually comes with the cloak, which I think is really cool. This one is actually a very unique cloak as well, as it does have these big, I guess, shoulder drapes, which not a ton of the Black Series cloaks actually have. So that one's quite interesting to see. Let's here we go. Let's give him his lightsaber. And this one is on the, I guess, updated Jedi body, you could say. So he does have some pretty decent articulation. And yeah, Plo Koon, here we have. And I cannot get his hand to turn. Does his hand just not turn? It just keeps going back in place. You guys seeing that? But it doesn't want to turn that way. Weird. I will say though, his hood is ridiculous, because you try to put it up and look at that. I mean, there's no way you're gonna get that to sit right. Very ridiculous hood, but yeah, interesting figure, and I'm really glad to have this one in the collection. Next up, we are gonna go to the Geonosis battle droid. We're gonna go ahead and move this guy over here for the time being. And Geonosis battle droid, again, is actually the last battle droid I needed for my collection. So hopefully they do more in the future. Like, I know the Magna Guard's coming out, which I do have on pre-order. But cannot wait for some more battle droids in the line, and the Geonosis one was the last one I needed. So pulling this guy open. His hand was caught there. He does have his two accessories, his blaster, and I guess that's a communicator. Quite frankly, I'm not sure what this thing is, but it's not really an accessory I ever use. But yeah, this one is one of my favorite battle droid designs. I do love the deeper red color for the battle droid compared to the standard tan color. So it's really nice to get this one in the collection. And we are going to go ahead and get his blaster in hand here. Like so. And of course, his other hand there to hold it. And this one I'm just going to put in the accessory bin because I don't need it. Oh, and of course, you can't forget to lift up the antennas there. But yeah, now we do have our Geonosis battle droid out of the box and looking awesome. Alrighty, moving on. We of course do have Empire Strikes Back Han in Carbonite. This guy, of course, was a Amazon exclusive back 2020, and I never got my hands on it. It sold out almost immediately, which is unfortunate, but I'm really happy to get this one. Paid about 25 bucks for it, so decent price. And we are going to try to save the packaging a little bit. We'll see. So I'm going to try to surgeon this one up. We'll see how well I do. There we go, that should be plenty to get this guy out. So we do have this base here, and then the actual block as well. And it's a big piece of plastic, essentially, is all this thing is. Very, very hard to consider an actual figure, but yeah, essentially it's just a block of plastic here, but it does come with its display stands here, which I do love. So we got the first piece out, as well as these second pieces. So this can be displayed two ways. It can be displayed upright like this, or it can be displayed out like this, as if Boba Fett is like pushing it down the hallway. And so I believe I'm going to try to set it up this way, like it's standing upright in Jabba's palace, and I think that's how I'm going to display it. But here we do have the display stand actually set on here. Now you don't need this back piece. It can just slide right off, I believe. Might be a little difficult, so you don't necessarily need that if you want it set up in the leaning pose, but I'm going to keep it on just so I don't lose the piece. And that piece is specifically for the floating piece here if you want somebody pushing it, and I think that looks incredible. So yeah, we finally have our Han in Carbonite, which looks awesome. Alrighty, so moving on to some of the bigger boxes here, we do have the Blast Effect Stormtrooper, GameStop exclusive for I believe 30 to 35, so 20 bucks on this guy is a steal, and really happy to pick this one up. Let's go ahead and get this guy open. Very big set here, which I do love. Now, I also do love the blast effects on the Trooper, and I'll get to that here in a second. So that guy there, I do have his blaster. We do have a blast effect here. We'll see how well I can get this out. Pretty easy. And we do have the two huge explosions. That one was real hard to get out, but it is a big, big chunk of plastic here. And then we do have a display stand, which is decently hard to get out as well. There we go. And before we do get this guy set up, I do want to take another moment to appreciate all the Death Star wall effects here at the back of the box. That's super cool. Alrighty, so we got this guy all set up here with his blaster in hand, and I gotta say, I absolutely love the blaster fire effect. It's one of my favorite pieces in the entire line, and unfortunately, this is one of the few figures that has it. And I really wish they do it in more figures because I love the ability to have them in like shooting poses, and it's not something we get every day. So I love this, and I hope they do it for clone troopers in the future as well. Now, I was mentioning this earlier, but I love the ideas that it has like the little the scorch marks and the blast marks, and that's just because I kind of get Battlefront 2015 vibes. Because every time your trooper would get shot and you die in the game, you'd get blast marks all over your character, but when you'd respawn, your character would still have those, so you pretty much by the end of the game you'd be running around completely scorched with blast marks all over, and I kind of just get nostalgic to that with this figure, so I really love the idea of that, and so maybe that's one reason why I like it. I know some people kind of think like, hey, it's stupid to have a dead Stormtrooper, but I like the idea. It's a nice touch. And we also do have the stand here, which looks like it does come off if you want more of like a graded floor rather than the Star Wars logo, so I like the ability to do that. And it's probably the one I will end up going with. And wide here. So essentially you could fit 2 troopers on here, and that's what I'll probably end up doing, just because you can't really fit both legs on each peg, just because then he's doing the splits essentially. But I do like these blast effects as well, just kind of nice explosions. And honestly, I'll probably, here, let me lower my camera. I'll probably end up using these blast effects for something else. I'm thinking these would go great in like a Mustafar Anakin versus Obi scene. So that's the main reason why I wanted these blast effects, is because they would look great for that. But for right now, they'll probably just end up sitting here next to this guy. And then last up here for this unboxing, we do have the big behemoth, the Biker Scout with the speeder bike. And this is one that I've been wanting for a long time. I do have the Mandalorian version, which is a white speeder, but I've always wanted this classic, like more of a greenish brown color. I know in the movie it kind of goes back and forth. So I'm really happy to finally have this one in the collection. About 2 years ago, I saw it in a comic store for 50 bucks and I passed it up. So getting it here for 60 I thought was a really good price. And I love the Scout Trooper as well, so I could not pass up another Scout Trooper. Considering nowadays that figures are $25 to $30, after shipping I'd pay about $30 for a Scout Trooper anyway, so 60 bucks to get a speeder bike with it is, in my opinion, a pretty good price. Now, pulling this thing out of the display might be kind of difficult, we'll see. There we go. Now, unfortunately, the display stand did fall off, so I do have to grab that. But here we got him all up on the display stand. Now, unfortunately, this display stand is not the best, and it definitely has its problems, but I'm really glad to have this version of the Biker Scout in the line, especially with it being the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. It is definitely a necessary pickup, and he is looking incredible. So let's go ahead and get these guys on display however we can. Now, I'm not sure if I can find a spot for all these guys right away, but I know a few of them I have a few spots already set out for. Alright, so first up, the easiest two we had to display. Obviously, we do have the Biker Scout here. Now, we do have our 3D printed ATST sitting right there, so that's pretty cool to have them side by side, even though that is outside of the case. But that one fit in right there. This is our Return of the Jedi shelf, and we do have Han and Carbonite here. Now, this one will drastically change in the future because I'm planning on 3D printing both an Endor bunker as well as a Jabba's Palace display. So I can't say how long this will actually stay for, but I do... I am going to improve it at some point, which I'm pretty excited about. Anyway, next up, we actually threw the Blast Effect Stormtrooper in our Fallen Order display, and we ended up moving the spider that was in the corner up to the top, kind of like he's crawling down. I thought that was pretty cool. And then we did throw in our Blast Effect Stormtrooper with the blast effects. I think it looks pretty cool, and overall, that really enhances the Fallen Order display. Alrighty, so next up, we did get Plo Koon and the Geonosis battle droid here in with our episode 2 display, and I know this needs a lot of work because we have some episode 3 figures in here and it's just kind of a mess. It's just kind of a crowd of people, so we need to clean this guy up at some point, but for right now we got them in here and it's looking semi-decent, so we'll have to fix that in the future, but for right now, not too bad. We actually did move some stuff around for our Empire Strikes Back display. We put in the probe droid, which was in our normal Imperial display, and we moved the AT pilot down there as well, and of course we added in that Snowtrooper, and I think that makes the overall Empire Strikes Back display pretty nice, so I'm really liking how that looks, and plus it freed up a lot of room for our Imperial display. And in our Imperial display, we did go ahead and put in the Shore Trooper leader there in between the other two Shore Troopers. And in that missing space where the probe droid was, we did put that brand new Stormtrooper there, the Mimban. So we do have some extra space in there too. We will fill out in the future, but for right now, the Imperial display is pretty cool. Still a little crowded, but I'm sure we can fix that in the future. Trust me, with the amount of Stormtroopers I normally get in the Black Series, it's going to fill up pretty quickly. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for my unboxing. If you did enjoy, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.